Hi dear friends, good morning to all. Myself Bhausef Sononi, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Gokhale Education Society's Arts, Commerce and Science College, Jawar, District Palghar. Dear friends, in the previous part we have studied about the adsorption isotherm and different types of adsorption isotherm. And we came to know that there are total 5 different types of adsorption isotherm. Based upon the nature of graph, we are able to predict what type of the adsorption isotherm of, occurs or observed in case of an physical adsorption, particularly either it is monolayer or the multilayer adsorption. And definitely this plot, which is plotted for the amount of gas adsorbed on the surface area of adsorbent against a pressure at constant temperature, gives a valuable information. Dear friends, today in this part of the video, now we are going to study the next topic of the surface chemistry, which is a very important, entitled as Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Dear friends, if you remember about the previous lecture, then you will come to know that we also studied the Freundlich adsorption isotherm. During the study of Freundlich adsorption isotherm, we found that there are some drawbacks, there are some limitations of Freundlich adsorption isotherm, and that must be overcome by means of another adsorption isotherm. And here it is a Langmuir adsorption isotherm to explain the difficulties or limitations of Freundlich adsorption isotherm. So dear friends, today in this part we are going to study about Langmuir adsorption isotherm, which is one of the important topic in the surface chemistry. Dear friends, before going to discuss the Langmuir adsorption isotherm, we would like to revise the Freundlich adsorption isotherm. If you remember about the last lecture, then already I told you, particularly there are 3 theories are available in order to explain the adsorption isotherm. The first one that already we discussed is called as the Freundlich adsorption isotherm. The second that we are going to discuss is called as the Langmuir adsorption isotherm, and the next that we will discuss is called as Bate equation. So friends, today definitely we people are interested to study the Langmuir adsorption isotherm, but before this we should know what are the limitations or the drawbacks of Freundlich adsorption isotherm, which are overcome by means of Langmuir adsorption isotherm. So here in the previous part we studied about the Freundlich adsorption isotherm, and then we came to know that this Freundlich adsorption isotherm is given by Herbert Freundlich in the year of 1909, and he had given a particularly equation, or the equation particularly based upon, or the purely based upon the empirical, or the purely empirical equation, and it is used to determine the adsorption intensity of adsorbent towards the adsorbate. It's very so that is how the adsorbents are able to show the adsorption with adsorbate, and this equation is empirical equation, purely empirical equation is given by Herbert Freundlich in the year of 1909, and the equation is x upon m is equal to k into p raised to 1 upon n. Here x is the amount of gas adsorbed, that we call it the adsorbate, m is the mass or the amount of adsorbent, p is the pressure of the gas or the pressure of the adsorbate, and k and n, these are the constant, definitely which I will depend upon the temperature. Again we had simplified this equation, and we had converted this equation into in the form of equation of straight line, y is equal to mx plus c, and definitely whenever the log of x upon m versus log P is plotted, then we are getting such type of the straight line, and the slope of this line simply indicates 1 upon n. So here from the slope of this line we are able to calculate to determine the value of n, which is one constant, and the y-intercept of this straight line is log k, and here we are able to calculate the value of k and n. These are the constant. Here there are some points or the assumptions given by means of and of the features of this Freundlich adsorption isotherm, which will be helpful to discuss the Langmuir adsorption isotherm. The Freundlich adsorption isotherm has two parameters particularly, and it often fits the data on the rough surfaces. It means that the Freundlich adsorption isotherm considers the adsorption on the rough surfaces. So they assume that the adsorption better take place on the surface of rough material, and hence if the data fit the equation, it means that it is possible to have the rough surface of adsorbent, but this thing is not proved by means of this Freundlich adsorption isotherm that the surface is heterogeneous. So it is not it is assumed, but it is not proved by Freundlich adsorption isotherm. So this heterogeneous adsorption having a multi-site have a variable adsorption depending on percent of sites are occupied, because once the site is occupied by the adsorbate, definitely the same site will not be available for the adsorption, and hence the heterogeneous adsorption have variable adsorption depending on the percent of the sites occupied by adsorbate. And when adsorbate pressure or the concentration is very low, then the high energy sites will be occupied by adsorbate or adsorbed gases, and at higher pressure, it means that at lower pressure high energy sites will be occupied by adsorbed molecules, and at higher pressure or the concentration less energy sites will be occupied by means of adsorbed molecule, that we call it as adsorbate, and it results into the lower heat of adsorption. So here when the pressure is low, then the higher heat of adsorption is possible, and where at the higher pressure lower heat of adsorption is possible. So these are the features that is concluded from the Freundlich adsorption isotherm, and these are the three drawbacks or the limitations of Freundlich adsorption isotherm, which are not explained by means of this. These are considered as limitations. This Freundlich adsorption isotherm is purely based on the empirical equation. It gives the purely empirical equation without any theoretical basis. So this Freundlich adsorption isotherm is a purely chemical equation, and it has no theoretical basis. Again, this equation is valid only over certain range of pressure. It means that this Freundlich adsorption isotherm is not valid for all the range of pressure. It is not valid for the higher pressure, and this constant k and n vary with the temperature. This was also the problem. Though as we are saying it is the constant, they should have the constant value, but it is found that as the temperature changes, the values of k and n are also changes. It means that these constants shows variation with the change in temperature. So these were the difficulties or the limitations of Freundlich, which almost overcome by means of an Langmuir adsorption isotherm. So dear friends, today in this part we are going to study about the Langmuir adsorption isotherm. After Freundlich in the year of 1909, so after 1909, in the year of 1916, Dr. Irving Langmuir proposed this model, definitely which results into the Langmuir adsorption isotherm, and for this model he was also awarded by Nobel Prize in the year of 1932, and it is used for the estimation or the determination adsorption capacity of adsorbent. Adsorption capacity of adsorbent means how many molecules of adsorbate can be adsorbed by the surface, that we call it as adsorbent. So again, This is one of the important, because in the study of Friendlich adsorption isotherm we found that it has given the equation, empirical equation, without any theoretical basis. But here in the Langmuir adsorption isotherm, again it gives the equation, but before deriving the equation, this Langmuir have given some assumptions, and in order to discuss the derivation we should know this, what are the assumptions stated by means of Langmuir that leads to the Langmuir adsorption isotherm. The first important assumption stated by means of Langmuir is the adsorbate gas behave ideal gas, behave as ideal gas. The whatever adsorption is studied, that adsorption is studied for the ideal gas, and that's why the whatever gas adsorbed, according to Langmuir, he considered the adsorbed gas behave as the ideal gas, and the surface of adsorbent on which the adsorption take place is homogeneous, while the Friendlich had considered it gives the rough surface or the heterogeneous surface, but here the surface of adsorbent according to the Langmuir is homogeneous. Again, the next assumption stated by means of Langmuir is the adsorbed layer on the surface of adsorbent is assumed to be a single layer, that we call it as the monolayer. It means that Langmuir simply considered unilayer adsorption and not the multilayer adsorption. And adsorption take place on the fixed sites, and according to Langmuir there is no interaction between adsorbed molecules. The water molecules which are adsorbed, which are accumulated or deposited on the surface of adsorbent, they do not show any type of the interaction between them, and it means that as it is the monolayer or unilayer adsorption, it means that one molecule adsorbs on one site adsorbs one molecule. Another assumptions which are stated by means of an Langmuir are, according to him, the rate of adsorption is always proportional to the uncovered surface area, not the covered surface area. Remember that, uncovered surface area. So how many uncovered surface area of the adsorbent is available, that area will decide the rate of adsorption. It means that initially whole surface area is uncovered, means available for the adsorption, hence at the start in the initial rate of adsorption will be greater, but as the process of adsorption goes on, the uncovered surface area is going to decrease, and definitely the rate of adsorption will also decrease. Again, heat of adsorption is a constant, and it's equivalent for all the sites which are available for the adsorption on the surface of adsorbent. The process of adsorption is a dynamic process. It means that it involves the two processes, particularly two opposing process, that he called it as the adsorption and the desorption. What is adsorption? Adsorption is the accumulation or the accumulation of substance on the surface of other substance is called as adsorption, and removal of such a deposited or accumulated substance is called as the desorption. Filling and refilling, filling process, and that is nothing but the empty process. So here you can say that that is nothing but the so deposition is called as the adsorption, and the removal of these deposited particles or the adsorbed gas is called as the desorption. And rate of these two processes, means adsorption and desorption, are found to be same at equilibrium. Means whenever the equilibrium is there, rate of adsorption is always equal to rate of desorption. Again, this rate of adsorption of the molecule on the surface of adsorbent is proportional to the pressure. It means that the rate of adsorption is always directly proportional to the uncovered surface area of adsorbent as well as pressure of the gas. So here, based upon the same assumption, dear friends, now we are going to discuss about the derivation for Langmuir adsorption isotherm. How we can discuss the derivation for this Langmuir adsorption isotherm? Definitely it will be also based upon the same assumption that just we discussed, just we have studied. So now we are going to study the derivation for Langmuir adsorption isotherm based upon its assumption. Suppose here, dear friends, a particular surface area of the adsorbent is provided for the adsorption. Now this is the whole surface area which is provided for the process of adsorption. What happens now? I am going to divide this surface area into two parts. Some of the surface area is occupied by adsorbed molecule and some of the area is still available for the adsorption. So whatever surface area which is occupied by means of an adsorbed molecule is called as the covered surface area, and the whatever surface area which is available for the adsorption of gas is called as the uncovered surface area. Now here see, so this is the theta. So this theta be the fraction of, this is the fraction of total surface area covered by adsorbed molecule. So theta is the fraction of total surface area which is covered by adsorbed molecule. Means this area is covered by adsorbed molecule and now it is not available for the further adsorption out of 1. So this is the fraction, and hence 1 minus theta is the fraction of surface area which is uncovered. It's very important. So theta is the surface area covered by the adsorbed molecule. So it means it is not available for the adsorption, and 1 minus theta is the fraction of surface area available for the adsorption. That's why it is called as uncovered surface area. So this area is covered surface area, and this 1 minus theta is uncovered surface area. Dear friends, if you remember about the assumptions stated by Mr. Langmuir, then if we will see the assumptions 4 and 7, then you will come to that. Assumption 4 states that, what is stated by means of an assumption, rate of adsorption is directly proportional to, uncovered surface area. Means the rate of adsorption is directly proportional to uncovered surface area of adsorbent. And number 7 states that rate of adsorption of molecule on the surface of adsorbent is always directly proportional to the pressure of the gas. It means that rate of adsorption is proportional to uncovered surface area as well as pressure of the adsorbed gas. So here, based upon the same, definitely we are able to determine the rate of adsorption with the help of these two assumptions. Definitely we can derive the equation for rate of adsorption. So this rate of adsorption is directly proportional to the uncovered surface area 1 minus theta as well as pressure of the adsorbed gas, and this proportionality sign can be removed with the help of this constant Ka. Ka is the rate constant for adsorption. So this will be rate of adsorption of gas will be equal to Ka into 1 minus theta into P. Here this Ka is proportionality constant. So this is the rate of adsorption. Rate of adsorption is equal to 1 minus theta into P. So the rate of desorption of gas depends on the surface area covered by the gas molecule, and hence this rate of desorption, as the more molecules are adsorbed, so these will be available to removal, and hence the rate of desorption will be greater. Hence the rate of desorption is directly proportional to the covered surface area by the adsorbed molecule, and that is covered surface area indicated by theta. So this rate of desorption is equal to Kd into theta. Now we have the rate of adsorption as well as rate of desorption, but you know very well, according to the assumption stated by Mr. Langmuir, at equilibrium these two rates, means rate of adsorption becomes equal to rate of desorption. Rate of adsorption is given by Ka, you know very well, this is, that is nothing the Ka into 1 minus theta into P, and this is the equation for the, here you can see here the what is the equation for rate of adsorption. Here suppose this is the equation 1, and this equation 1 is the rate of adsorption Ka into 1 minus theta into P, while this equation number 2 indicates the rate of desorption. So I hope you will be able to understand. This Kd is the constant for desorption of gas, and at equilibrium this rate of adsorption equal to rate of desorption, rate of adsorption Ka into 1 minus theta into P, and rate of desorption is Kd into theta. So if I am going to simplify this bracket, this Ka into P, Ka into P minus Ka into theta into P, which will be equal to Kd into theta. Now what I am going to do, I am going to collect these terms of theta on one side, and this will be on one side. So this will be equal to, that is simply Ka into P is equal to Kd into theta plus Ka into theta into P. Now I am going to take this theta as a common. So in the bracket there will be Ka plus Kd plus Ka into P. Therefore I can write the equation for this theta, and here this theta, definitely it will be divided to this Kad plus Ka into P will be divided to this. So theta will be equal to Ka into P divided by Kd plus Ka into P. Suppose this is our equation number 3. So we got this equation for theta. Now what I am going to do, I am going to divide the right hand side, this side, by means of Kd. So I am going to divide the right hand side of the previous equation by means of an Kd. So we will get Ka upon Kd into P, Kd upon Kd plus Ka upon Kd into P. So this Ka is the rate constant for process of, or for the rate of, this is a constant for the process of adsorption, and Kd is the constant for process of desorption. So all these are the constants. So instead of this Ka upon Kd, I am going to take the new constant B, and which is the ratio of rate constant for adsorption to the rate constant for desorption. So instead of this, definitely I will get the B, and therefore theta will be equal to B into P, because B is equal to K upon Kd. Kd will get cancelled, therefore 1 plus B into P. So this is the equation for theta. Theta is the fraction of total surface area covered by adsorbed gas molecule. Here, if V is the volume of the gas, V is the volume of the gas adsorbed per unit mass of adsorbent. So V is the volume of the gas which adsorb on the or per unit mass of adsorbent, and V suffix m is the volume of the gas which is required for the formation of single layer on the surface of adsorbent, So V is the volume of gas adsorbed, and Vm is the volume of the gas required for the formation of single layer over the surface of adsorbent, and therefore this theta, therefore this theta can be calculated as that theta will be equal to V upon Vm, because we don't know the value of Vm, because theta is the covered surface, and this covered surface can be calculated with the help of this ratio of V is the volume of gas adsorbed on per unit mass of the adsorbent to the volume of the gas required for the formation of single layer on the surface of adsorbent. If this V is equal to Vm, definitely this theta will be equal to 1, and it means that whole surface area or all surface area is covered by the adsorbed gas molecule, and therefore I will put the value of this theta from this equation number 4, then I will get this V upon Vm is equal to B into P divided by 1 plus B into P. Now I will write this equation for this V. V is the volume of gas adsorbed, per unit mass of the adsorbent. Therefore V, so the Vm will be multiplied to this. So therefore V is equal to Vm into B into P divided by 1 plus B into P. Again, if I will simplify this equation, and for simplification I can rearrange this equation as this V will be divided to, because after simplification of this, definitely you will get again this equation, earlier equation, means if you will solve this equation again you will get this. So this equation can be simplified as that P upon V is equal to 1 plus B into P divided by Vm into B plus P upon V. And if I will rearrange this equation as P upon V is equal to, I will write this term first, it should be m. Sorry for this, it should be Vm. Then if I will write this equation, simplify, rearrange this equation, so it will be equal to P upon V is equal to P upon Vm. First of all, I will write this, then I will write this 1 plus B into P divided by Vm into B, and this is equation number 6, and this equation number 6 is known as equation for Langmuir adsorption isotherm, or it is also called as the Langmuir equation of adsorption isotherm. So dear friends, now this is the equation that can be verified with the help of graph, with the help of plot, because if we will discuss the validity of this equation, or if we will compare this equation with the equation of straight line, then you will come to that this equation is equal to the equation of straight line y is equal to mx in mx plus cy intercept. So we definitely, which is also one of the important thing to discuss here. So now today we studied about the Langmuir adsorption isotherm, and we tried to derive the equation for Langmuir adsorption isotherm. Definitely the validity of this equation is very important, and the plot of this equation is also important. So in the next part we will discuss about the validity of this Langmuir adsorption isotherm equation with the help of graph, with the help of plot. So that is also one of the important topic in the Langmuir adsorption isotherm. So dear friends, we will resume again in the next part to discuss about the validity of Langmuir adsorption isotherm as well as Bate equation. So thank you very much once again.